I'm gonna be the presiding officer, I don't take minutes.
I'll do it. It's fine.
Okay, visitors? I don't see any. Oh, Mo, let's start with you. Well, you're not sitting in the visitor section, so. What do you got?
Oh, we didn't get a grant for the piano room. So we're gonna blacktop that. We're talking about, there's two options. You got a box culvert and a steel culvert. And here's some of the paperwork on the, you showing it to me?
Yeah. That's a hydraulic study.
What do they suggest we do?
One of two options. I'm meeting with the river engineer and Mo next Wednesday at 10:30 in the morning. If you read it, V-Trans does recommend a box culvert over the squash pipe, but you're talking a significant difference in cost versus.
Estimate here for the box is 45,000. I tried to get a quote today from Steve Wolf on the steel culvert, and they didn't get back to me. But I say around 12,000 off.
It's gonna be significantly less.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pipes there.
Well, as long as it doesn't get blown out on you, but I'm assuming that.
And
You know,
Chris
say
said,
they was put on Rug Road and Tommy Brandon Road over there.
Yeah.
Chris said he'd issue a next flood ready permit too, so we wouldn't have to go through the full stream alteration process. So it'd be quick, our highway department could do the work.
I would say use pipe.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's something that we need to decide on. No.
No.
Well,
Well, you gotta get that work.
He's gonna get his stuff
and
ordered.
get it.
right, this all takes time. We're gonna blacktop it this year.
I would.
So put it in the form of a motion.
Culvert, pave it,
Yeah.
get it done.
But yeah, I'd say.
Okay.
North Road, we got a culvert ordered, between RJ's and Brucey's.
Not this one.
It's the inlet and, 20-foot section we're gonna put in. It's, all the way down the bottom and washing. RJ won't notice that. It was right to the guardrail, so down.
Yep.
We put some 5-inch stone and some fabric to hold us until we figure out how long for that culvert, 4 to 6 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I can't imagine you're gonna get a culvert
Yeah,
in less than a
so
month.
I think what we did, and we don't know, even have a big rainstorm, we should be safe enough.
Yeah. You just want to place one section.
Yeah, one section and then, I think, did we kind of talk about getting a drought study done on that one too?
I haven't ordered it yet, but we can.
Yeah, because that's when, bottom is that is rest of it gonna have to replace. Soon to-
Does it work doing one section? If you got a half dug out, should you do the whole thing?
That's gonna be quite a project.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying. If you got a third, I mean, 20 feet's gonna be a third of it.
Well, 20 feet is the,
Oh, it's.
yeah, it's all, right, you're out of the road, your traffic, wanna put traffic on one side.
One side, the other way you'd have to.
Oh, yeah, it's, well, you know, it's deep.
Yeah.
You gotta cut a cut there, so,
Yeah.
then we got the one down to Rob and Danny's, we got the grant for that one.
And I did have a conversation with Randy Reed today. I was able to get a hold of him. And
How much was that grant
which one?
for the, probably,
Danny's.
for the,
So the normally V-Trans grants are $175,000. That's the grant award. It's 80%. So that's the 80%. And then we'd come up with the 20% match. This year, I've heard they have extra COVID funds, so they might bump that 175 up to 200.
Yeah.
But I haven't received a grant agreement yet. This is all I've received so far. Just a notice from Jim Coda saying that we did get it, but to wait till after July 1st, which that's gonna require a full stream alteration permit. So, and Randy has to do some survey. So Randy said he's gonna get it in his schedule. So
Yeah, I talked to Randy too, and he's like everybody else, busy.
Busy.
He said he gotta do it, he'd be doing it at night or weekend.
weekends.
And he need a hand, and I said, yep. I said, just give us a call, we'll be there.
He said most likely with how deep it is, we're gonna have to build a temporary road down for the crane to actually get down there. He doesn't think the crane will be able to set it from the road. So it's gonna be a little more of a significant project, but we got the grant for it, so. Kind of left it in Randy's hands to get the survey and drawings done, so then we can submit them to Ireland and Camp and get a price for a box, and then like last time, we'll have Randy do an RFP and put it out to bid, just like Jeff Corey did on South Road, so a very similar process.
Perfect.
That's all my books for now.
Alright,
So we hit 2 out of the 3, so the North Road culvert, the Peon Road culvert, we didn't get the grant, but we're gonna do it because we're paving it, so we're just gonna get it done. The other award that we did get was a road erosion inventory. This is to be in compliance with the MRGP, the Municipal Roads General Permit. And so this was a $8,000 grant, 20% match. We'll be working with the Regional Planning Commission to inventory every hydrologically connected road segment. So Mo for all the purple segments when we looked them up. So they'll go and they'll inventory every segment, and then provide us a list of high priority roads that we should address going forward. And then it's a requirement that we do this every 5 years. So every 5 years, we should just apply for the same Better Roads grant and have the Regional Planning Commission.
Lease gotta go up to catalog it for us.
Correct.
Put on your calendar, make sure you remind us in 4 years.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, the deadline to do that is December 31st, 2022. So now that we got the grant, I'm gonna reach out to Regional Planning. I believe they have us scheduled for this summer, but I'll just confirm that, and maybe they'll do half this. I mean, we have 100 miles of road, so it's a lot of roadway, so I don't know if they'll break it into 2 summers, but they'll typically have their interns go and do the field work for us. So that was that. That's all I have under my report.
Okay. Morris, you want us to go back to you?
I'm crazy. I can go home. The generator, that
Yeah.
propane tank, I put a couple calls out, and I didn't get called back on that today, on prices on the 100 gallons, and, you said the 3,000
This was 500 gallons.
for 3,000?
They were about 3,000.
Swan, who's out there? You're saying they're not calling you back?
They did just, blue ones, actually I called them about 4 o'clock today. John Jack Cross, yeah.
Oh,
They both give me a call
to fill
tomorrow.
it, yeah.
Well, for the price of a tank.
Yeah, okay.
Where's the price you got from? On
I
site?
got on-site and course. Tom called Suburban, they don't sell tanks.
The blue ones, I called blue ones.
Yeah, I called Blue Ones, I never got an answer back on a price. I didn't.
Warren's is good to work with
Yeah.
compared to some of the names on here.
So I guess, do you want, do you want Mo to continue working on this, or, I think it was James maybe recommended a couple 100-gallon tanks. It's less of a restriction on how close it can be to a building. And for the 500-gallon, you have to be 10 feet in all directions. And what do you say, the 100-gallon was 5? You said it was 5 feet maybe?
I didn't.
So it's a little more space conscious, but
Yeah, that's something you guys can go with, and that's,
Yeah.
you know what your grapple room, you don't need 5 bucks telling them what to do for a tank.
How they come up with the 500 gallon figures?
so it's based on a burn rate per hour
Yeah, run.
for a full load capacity, and I don't know off the top of my
I
head.
think
It
it's
was
50 hours on 500.
I think it was 60 something.
Yeah,
It was,
But it was, yeah, you can get some time out of it. with
yeah, it was
that.
like 60 hours with a 500-gallon tank.
In the event of an emergency, I suppose it would be nice to not have to have the truck coming every half an hour.
Yeah.
but-
Yep.
Especially if the roads are bad because it was, you know.
Don't worry, we'll get them here.
That one will make it through,
You
right?
know, but if it was one of those ice storm coming things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've done our visitor, let's have a motion to approve the minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, second by
Yeah.
Charlie.
Any discussion on the minutes?
School roof is all done, you said?
Yeah, and it looks great. He did a wonderful job.
It does look
Yeah.
great.
I haven't paid him yet. I'm waiting for a certificate of insurance, and paperwork from him before I will release the check. So he said he's gonna stop in sometime at the end of this week or beginning of next week to drop that off. So it'll be in the next AP, but no.
Wouldn't typically you'd ask for that prior to the work being done?
Typically, yeah. Have you met this person yet?
Charlie
Negative.
just woke up.
He did very great work, but not the business type. He's definitely running it out of his truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have seen. Well, you guys saw the quote, right?
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, again, cheap work, wonderful job. But yes,
Good.
yeah.
Any other discussion on the minutes?
Nope.
Hearing none. Do we need to vote? Charlie, you good with your second? Is that an aye?
I'm sorry, say that again, Gene?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. As I say, usually if you get two, there's only three of us. But it looks like the minutes are approved. I was tapped on the shoulder. Our dear friend, the town clerk, would like to speak.
You need to get not have a tree warden. So somebody has to be a tree warden, and, I think somebody has some experience in that.
Excuse me, Dave Persons.
It didn't, the outcome probably shouldn't be the same outcome every time, but somebody should, anyway, you have to, have a tree warden and have to send the information to the state. There's all these classes too, online seminars and everything.
Dave likes classes.
Tree warden statute, tree warden researches, tree warden school, there's a webinar,
It's kind of like being a game warden, except for
tree
trees.
law. So there's-
Never a chainsaw.
Yeah, oh, you gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
I will. I'll add it to the next meeting agenda.
Great.
So we're gonna table that?
Correct.
Okay.
I may not make it to the next one.
That's how you'll appoint a tree warden.
That isn't how you get out of stuff, when you don't show up, is
I'm
when you
taking two
get.
good ones now.
Dave, I usually get nominated when I'm not there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We're gonna put you on mute for a minute.
and then, it is May, towards the end of May, so there should be a rent check coming.
Should we send a bill?
Okay, exactly,
I'm just,
but
yeah.
So let's also let that one go until, what's the lease read? End of May?
and then it's, interest.
All right, well, so this will be
So
the second
I'll add it
time. So I would bring it up at the next meeting, but it'll be, last year we had to remind them also.
Right, and
so.
said that, this waiving the interest last year,
If
but,
we're gonna do interest, we should give a heads up, say, hey, rent is due in this amount by the end of the month.
end of the month is less
This
than a
year.
week away.
So I'll just add it to the next agenda and.
Yeah,
Okay.
See, yeah. And then Chester's is up to date on their rent.
okay.
Okay.
And that is your big business for the week?
No, so,
Okay, but we, yeah, all right,
yeah,
yeah. So we'll table that too.
yeah. No, just tree warden. What do you want, earth shattering business?
No. Okay, can we get a motion to approve the warrants?
Yep.
I'll second it.
Charlie, Dave, warrants.
All in favor of approving the warrants? Manifest by
Aye.
saying an aye.
Aye.
Beautiful. All right. Comments, okay, so we do have any new business?
That was the propane tank. We I guess what was the outcome? We're just gonna let Mo and I handle it.
Yep.
Okay.
Then we do just have some floating items here.
So common school lease agreement, what do we, I had it, you had made a note for me to add it back
You
on.
guys had a chance to look at that yet, Charlie?
No.
'Cause we talked about having an agreement between the town and the rec department and the rec department and the historical society.
Yeah, the rec department would have we would sublet.
Right. I think we should have that sooner than later, because,
Something, especially with the historical society not being a town entity.
yeah.
So you guys don't think I pay attention? I do. Okay.
So is that something Charlie's done?
Yeah, I mean, Charlie, can you guys try to draft something, what you'd like to see, and then,
And we can,
yeah, just
I'll get
something.
together, what I'll do is I'll get together with Jonathan, probably the beginning of next week, after the holiday, and then just figure out, what wording we want, how we want to put that in there.
Doesn't have to be fancy, just
Okay.
deal with it at the beginning, so when it does become a question, we have something to go by.
okay.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Charlie, I'll just touch base with you after.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Any comments from the public? No, hearing none.
That was, the last one was the summer paving.
Oh, yeah.
Are we gonna put out an RFP? Are we just getting quotes? Mo, that's kind of in your wheelhouse. I know you've already talked to Pike.
Pike and Wickham. They got back to me. Did Pike ever give you anything yet?
No. He only gave me the one for the grant application for Chester Arthur, which we haven't heard. I reached out to Jim Coda and he's out for the week, so I'll hear back.
Do we, in Gorman, do we usually reach out to them or?
So last time we only got quotes from Pike and Whitcomb. I guess my question this time is, are we publishing an RFP or are we just getting a couple quotes from contractors?
I think in the past, we've tried a little harder and you still end up, these two.
Pike and Whitcomb are the
Right,
big-
'cause-
they're the big ones.
Right, all of a sudden, somebody's coming from further away and just they get bigger ideas.
I don't know.
I just, it'd be interesting to see what a small local guy who's trying to do something.
Who's that?
Hungerford.
Yeah.
I can contact him and see.
Well, I don't know. Might be worth a call to see if it's something he's done or if he's got the,
The check to do it.
he's got the tools now. I don't know what he's got beside that, so.
Yep. Okay. I mean, that one's not a grant, that's just town funding, so it's.
Anything else?
I'd like to go into executive session after the rest of the meeting.
Need a motion, Charlie, we need a motion to go into executive
Yep.
session.
Yes, sir.
Second.
There you go. We're going in, we will come out and move to adjourn.
Linda, you can stay. Mo, you can stay too.